Welcome back to the Not Suitable for Work podcast, the podcast for people who don't have time for podcasts. It's the crowd's fault. I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
And for those of you who saw our little Facebook ad and liked it and shared it, we really appreciate it. For those of you who don't know, Facebook had to look at it twice to approve paid promotion. Can you believe this? They thought there was something of sexual nature.
Well, probably the NSFW that you put on there.
I think it was the NSFW, but it was about, it was about the fact that we had...
Technically, we should just change it to not safe for souls.
Ooh, I like that better, and there's not a Facebook rule against that.
Yeah.
So maybe we will do that. But look for more ads that cross the line of, like, is this suitable for me to watch right now?
Well, we'll see.
Hey, we'll keep it clean.
Yeah.
There won't be any cuss words. So this week's...
what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, in the promos,
Oh, okay.
we can't have cuss
shit.
words. Yeah, I know. We can still fucking cuss on this shit. No.
All right.
No, these fucking cunts can't tell us. All right. So last week we were talking about the paranormal, and this week we're talking about the extraterrestrial. We meant to get to the extraterrestrial last week with David Jessup.
Cue the X-Files music.
Woo-hoo! But we got so into the paranormal that we just forgot to talk about the extraterrestrial.
We were running tight on time. Also.
Yeah, we were doing it while an open mic was going on. Which was amazing how we could even do it. But, so, this week, extraterrestrial. Jake, I don't know your background. I've had some experiences with comics as far as unidentified flying objects. First of all, we got to talk about our beliefs. What is your belief on life outside this planet, life in the universe that we do not know?
I want to believe. We don't have enough concrete evidence. There's always some extenuating circumstances where you can't get clear footage of anything. We have cameras that can fucking zoom to the moon and look at fucking craters, but we can't get like a clear fucking shot. But that's not true. I have seen some, but are they fake? Who knows? I want to believe that they're real.
Yeah.
I truly do. I think that there has to be something more out there, right? Just same way as we look at the paranormal, dimensional slips, time rifts, whatever else. It's just, there's too much of a bizarre phenomena to just be totally unexplained. We have UFO sightings that date back thousands of years.
Yeah.
Like, fucking old paintings and shit.
Yeah.
You see shit like that.
Exactly.
So, do I think that the government doesn't want to tell us because they're afraid of mass pandemic and all-out fallout, loss of religion? People fucking
can't control people with religion.
Their shit, dude.
Well, and the religion makes it very dangerous. If aliens were to show up tomorrow, you have to believe that people of religious nature, I'm not going to call them out on their individual practice or whatever, but suicides. I imagine the suicide rate would go up.
Of course.
Because the reality, your interpretation, perspective of reality is totally broken. You think you're alone and you're this special gift made by some special creator.
Yep.
And then something shows up and proves to you, at least, that you aren't fucking special.
They didn't say that there's gonna be these things here.
Jesus didn't say anything about no green man.
I'm out of here.
Have you ever had any experiences? Any weird...
Not that I can really pinpoint. I've seen some weird things in the sky that didn't make sense, but, being the only one there, having a shitty camera at the time, it just doesn't do any justice. I've seen plenty of shooting stars, meteor, shit like that, but I've also seen some things in the sky that I couldn't explain. What does that mean? Who fucking knows? But, some definite hair-raising moments. You get chills or goosebumps.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is that? And then there's no explanation, or it just fades away, or something like that.
Well, buckle up.
Yeah, let's hear yours.
Because I've got a story for you. Another comic by the name of Justin Thompson can vouch for me on this. I'm with him.
Yeah.
Probably about 2000 and... Oh, Justin, if I get the fucking year wrong, I'm sorry. Probably about 2009. Justin and I were going back and forth from Beaumont to Houston all the fucking time, but we were cutting through the small towns, avoiding highways. That's how you get there quicker, in our opinion. Crosby, Texas, coming back from Houston, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We spot, well, we had always spotted, but it was one of those, we'd always find this thing in the sky in Crosby, Texas that did not look like a plane. It was always fucking there. And we said on this last time, we see it again, let's follow it. Boom, there it is. And if you've never been to Crosby, Texas, it is a true definition of a small town. Right. Fields, ranches, country roads,
no city
all that
light
shit.
pollution.
Yeah. This night we see 2 of them. All right? So we follow the one on the left. It's a little bit closer. We're following this thing through country roads. And it's the shape of a triangle. I know it's the shape of a triangle because it had gotten so low. It almost knew. It seemed like it knew we were following it.
Yeah.
And it was giving us a show.
Right.
Because it got low enough to where the lights on the bottom of it, you could see what they were shining on, so you could see the shape. So, yeah, it was a triangle, red light in the middle that would blink, and then in the corners, 3 red lights. But it was a fucking triangle.
They'd light up sporadically.
Mm-hmm. So it had to have gotten like 400, 500 yards above the ground. So that's how close we were at it.
Damn.
Then all of a sudden, whoosh, it just at a speed that I can't even imitate.
Supersonic times 10.
So then we're like, you know what? There's another one. I can look behind me and go, well, the other one's over there. Let's go over there. So it's like a mile on the other side of the town. We go over there. We start following it. Now we're noticing it's increasing speed. It's decreasing speed. And then we get to this one country road that's like also a highway, one of those things.
Yeah.
And we're following it. And all of a sudden we see it stop. And then the light gets brighter. Like it's like a policeman shines a flashlight into your car. No, seriously, this all really happened.
No, I believe you.
So this bright light shines into the car, and this ship is like way up in the sky, but it's like a flashlight stood in front of the fucking car. So I'm like, Justin, let's just bust let's
get the fuck out of here.
Oh, Justin busted this huge He used to have a DVD player on his dashboard that he told cops he didn't know he was allowed to do that. It was so funny. And when he fucking the full force of his U-turn just flung that son of a bitch through the fucking car. So we U-turn opposite direction, and we're noticing this thing is following us, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. All of a sudden, we see this truck just turn into and right when this truck turned into the highway, that thing just fucking took off. And Justin and I have never been back to Crosby, Texas.
Really?
Since.
Oh yeah. Fuck, man, I want to go now.
Because it was like halfway through the experience, we realized that those things were aware that we were noticing them.
Right.
It was very like...
Do you feel like maybe they could fucking just suck up your goddamn car?
No.
Like tractor beam, like, or teleport
I don't know, because I don't know what it was, but... And Justin could even tell you, there was this... We were telling each other, like, they know we're here. They know we're following them.
Right.
And then the confirmation was when that thing started following us. And the way they could move in the air... There's a reason it was a triangle, because they could just turn in every direction. It was completely like you could say it was test craft government vehicles.
But truly, there's probably no man-made object that can maneuver this way at this
Nothing
speed.
that I could see.
Yeah.
It's like something I could watch out of a movie.
It's beyond our capabilities as humans to engineer something this sporadic, I guess.
Yeah. So so we just always drove around Crosby, Texas from that point on. So, it was not. It was I shit my pants. That was one of the it was a little bit of shit.
Yeah.
But I didn't full out shit my pants.
You grew a tail though.
Yeah, I did grow a tail. There was a little dude. It was and he was going 90, we were busting 100 down this highway, and this thing just kept getting closer and closer.
What was he in at the time? What was he driving?
Oh, a Ford. It was the Ford Focus. Yeah, it was the Ford. His banged up Ford Focus that he never took care of.
Trying to get the fuck out of there. The aliens are gonna get us.
I mean, to this day, I don't know what it was. I'd like to think it was just government vehicles that are classified and shit. But at the same point, maybe aliens do just...
You don't want there to be something else out there?
No, I think there is. I definitely think there's something else out there. And I think they kidnap rednecks because they're fucking smart. Because they know we're not going to believe fucking rednecks.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why they always... And I just wish there was better representation of the extraterrestrial believers out there. They always get some dude with crazy hair or some crazy face.
I've seen some legitimate ones before, though, like Bob Lazar.
Okay, I don't know him.
This guy supposedly reverse engineered UFOs for the government and Roswell, Area 51, all that shit. He's been going on tour the last couple of years. He kind of went away for a while. He was kind of prominent in like the late 80s, 90s, talking about this shit and saying that, this is really fucking happening. And you didn't hear from him for like a long fucking time until just a couple of years ago he resurfaced again and he's going around touring and talking about it again.
They better not kill him.
Well, yeah, man.
You hear Julian Assange is all of a sudden gravely ill.
Well, yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. That's what they do, man.
Fucking, it's wild, man. Like I said, I really do want to believe that there is something more.
I mean, statistically, logically, there has to be.
One of the scariest things to me, and you know, we talked about not having irrational fears last week, or I did, saying I'm not like scared of like shit like ghosts or snakes or fucking sock puppets or whatever. I'm not afraid of spiders. There is something that I think about now whenever I say that I am a little fearful of, but I know I never have to worry about it. But just being in space in general. Like, that's a fucking scary thought, bro.
You
know
don't think, wait,
like,
but you don't see a scenario where you'll ever be in space?
I don't think I'll ever be in space. I want to. I love it so much. It intrigues the fucking shit out of me, but it also fucking scares the shit out of me. But I think that's part of the attraction to it that I have, is that I really want to fucking go. I want to do it.
I feel if climate change keeps going the way it's going, we're probably going to have to get in a spacecraft built
to Mars.
Built by that Elon guy.
Yep. Oh, Muskie.
You see, okay, so I am definitely... So I'm afraid... how do I put this? I don't want to join the military, okay?
But you want to join Space Force.
But I wanted, if it wasn't a distraction, if it was like an actual thing. I think it's because, like, I don't believe in taking another human life just for no reason, under like a business negotiation gone wrong, which is what war is, you know.
Right.
But a space alien, yeah. And I would get over my fear of being in space if it meant, like, cool, I get to wear a fucking armor suit and have a plasma gun and
there's
shit.
different things. Yeah, of course. Like,
okay, so you're saying...
I'm thinking more so, like, you've seen the movie Gravity.
Yeah. No, fuck all that.
That shit's fucking terrifying.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna go up there and, like...
But it's a scenario that could really fucking happen.
Oh, no. But, like, for me, I'm not going up there just to look around.
Right.
Like, I would enjoy the sight.
It intrigues the shit out of me. I love the fucking NASA program, even though it stands for Never a Straight Answer.
Right.
Fucking...
Exactly.
I love the whole... just the whole fucking... I don't even know how to put it. The history of space travel.
Yeah.
What we did, you know, after World War II and how we made the rockets to get up there, everything that the space race.
John Glenn, fucking
love me some fucking Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin.
Punching people in the face that should ever fucking come up to them.
Right. Just swear on the Bible.
Swear on the Bible that it was real.
Shit, my nose. That old man just cracked my face. But there, you know, there's certain things that I'll hear. Okay, so like, whenever they got back from the very first moon landing, did you ever see the interview that they held afterwards, their very first press conference?
Is that the one where Buzz Aldrin says, "I believe in God, but I don't think God is the God we think He is"? After what I've seen,
it might have been, but they were just real somber and almost depressed afterwards. They didn't seem like people who had just been to the fucking moon. Did the greatest technological achievement known to mankind.
You know what it is?
What did you say? Maybe space drained them or something?
No,
but these guys should have been like high-fiving and fucking doing keg stands at this press conference.
I know where the somberness comes from. Imagine, because going out into space, being up there in orbit and seeing
the Earth from the moon, you realize how small you really are.
Not just how small you really are, but that is the most magnificent thing in your human life that you're probably ever going to see.
That nobody will ever experience.
And then you have to go back down there and live a regular life. You know what I mean? You want to fucking stay up there. You wish there was a base up there.
A lot of them did do multiple missions, though. And still
that's what...
even John Glenn at fucking 80 or whatever went up again.
I feel like it's kind of a drug at that point.
Right.
Like,
you look at the ones that are always on the ISS, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Chris
a drug
Hadfield,
at that point.
He's fucking like a spaceman, for real.
Yeah.
One of the other things that really intrigued me was talking about Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's testimony whenever they landed on the moon. It sounded like a bell ringing.
Really?
Like they said, whenever the craft hit, it sounded like a bell rang. Like the entire place is fucking hollow.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a fucking space station. And there's also cut footage of them talking about, they can see us right now. They've got leaked fucking recordings where they're talking about, looking off to the horizon towards the dark side of the moon, and they could see lights, and then they could tell that people were observing them. But this shit gets buried away, you know. It's fucking insane. Like,
because religion makes so much money, and because we've had this fear of death since pretty much we spawned on the planet.
Right.
You know.
Right.
You know, when I was born and raised, aliens were just kind of this thing where it's just like, oh, well, they're not really there. It was like almost like the Tooth Fairy.
Right.
It was like, what about this God guy and this Jesus guy? Oh, well, you gotta believe in that.
You should watch the movie Fire in the Sky. I don't know if you ever saw it.
Fire in the Sky.
It's like one of the most believable accounts of an alien abduction that ever happened.
Yeah?
It's based on a true story also.
Okay.
Like, this guy was in the woods. He was a lumberjack with his buddies. They were getting... I don't even think they were getting drunk one night. They were just leaving the fucking camp. And they saw these weird lights, and one of the guys got out to go see it, apparently, and got fucking beamed up by what was ever out there. Everybody freaked the fuck out. They drove away. They let everybody know. They couldn't find the guy for like a couple days or whatever. Then all of a sudden he appears back to where he just fucking was. And he had this whole account about being fucking abducted and done torture experiments on and shit like that. Really fucking trippy movie, but pretty good watch. But it's also based on a true story. So if y'all are on YouTube, you know, that's a good one to look at if you're trying to figure out some of this shit. Maybe you can extrapolate something. Travis Walton is his name. Just look him up.
Okay.
Yeah,
there you go. Look
at
you dropping names and stuff. Do your research, because Jake did.
Right.
There's no excuse for you not to. But you say you want to believe that there's life. What if I told you that life does exist and that it has been found in tiny little forms on Mars? Like the fucking particles they found. Microorganisms, everything. That counts as life.
True.
So,
well, and if what they say is true, it was once a thriving planet like Earth at one time.
I mean, I think any planet has the potential to be a planet thriving
Not
with
any
life.
planet. Some of them are called gas giants.
Gas giants, but there could be something living in the gas. Our definition of life is just what's breathing here on Earth.
We probably can't even fathom. We've probably already been visited and didn't even realize it because as humans, we can only think like humans think. So whenever we make aliens in movies, for the most part, they're humanoid.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And what if we do have the God part down? It's just not this big bearded man that plays us here. What if it's actually the aliens themselves that planted us here?
Or like the creators in Prometheus?
Exactly, like the creators in Prometheus.
Yeah.
Exactly. And our interpretation of God came from the gullible early versions of humans.
Well, I mean, that's part of how religion all stemmed anyways. They based it around planetary alignment, star alignment, and sun alignment.
Yeah.
They worship these things because
the Greeks did that.
I mean, just the Egyptians, fucking everybody. But like before even a written record, these people, they're on this place that they don't fucking know anything about. We're just fucking here. They're all just trying to live. They know that they got hunger, so they can eat it. So what happens? You got the sun out. You can see everything. You can hunt. What happens whenever the sun goes away? You're hunted. You can get fucking destroyed. So these people didn't know that there was on a fucking rotation system. That's why the sun went away every night, you know, so they started praying to it that it would reappear the next morning. So that's how religion started forming those.
And then when they realize that it is just in their heads just an object, they think to themselves, well, someone had to create that object.
Well, exactly, and they put a characterization on each one of the things.
Yeah.
So like, you know, Zeitgeist is a really good explanation of this if you ever seen it. But the very first segment on Zeitgeist, the original documentary, it goes into the whole religion thing, but it's all based on worshiping the sun, pretty much.
Yeah. And I totally see all this being started by alien life more than I actually believe. Just big giant man with a beard.
Do you watch Ancient Aliens on
No.
Yeah, half these guys are fucking idiots.
No,
that's
not
everything is fucking
what they
aliens.
put out on TV is crazy-haired, fucked up face people.
Giorgio Tsoukalos.
I was watching Larry King, and for some reason he had Bill Nye just to be the skeptic of these three space nuts. Right. And it's my problem is what's represented. These three guys were the most immature debaters. Bill Nye would be like, oh, well, you know, that could have been like a weather balloon. Oh, shut up, you're not even a real scientist. You're a fraud. You're a fraud, Bill Nye!
Tell me that was Neil deGrasse saying that to him.
No! And that's the thing. Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know, he'll be as middle about it as you can be, but he's like...
Because he's uncertain.
Because he's uncertain, but he does it mathematically. As big as the universe is, it's uncomprehendable what could be out there.
Which is also why he mostly believes in simulation theory.
Pretty much. There's also that simulation theory, and I want to bring that up in another episode.
Yeah, that's its own thing.
That's its own little thing. Now, better question, best question. Aliens, let's just say they have a part in our little atmosphere. They have a part in our reality. Let's just say they're the cause, they're motivating it. It's a big giant TV show like South Park.
Maybe they're curators, like at a museum.
Curators, whatever.
You know
when do they come back?
We're a fucking zoo, though. They can observe us from a distance.
Yeah.
They don't want to fucking go here.
Oh, you think we're like a zoo? Okay.
Maybe.
Do you think there's a point where they ever make themselves known? Maybe like
there has. Why do we have all these accounts?
No. When it's like, no, your government can't hide the fact that we're here. Like you wake up, all of a sudden it's Independence Day over New York.
We tried to let you live your own lives, but you do not.
You're fucking up the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Just come with us. We're gonna do.
It's basically the abyss.
Fuck. I hope they say come with us.
Yeah.
I hope they just don't say we're just gonna wipe you out and
take me, gray man!
But also, do you fight space aliens at that point? Do you actually sign up for the Space Force?
I want to hear what they have to say first.
Let's wait.
Let's
hear them out. Let's hear them out. They're making some good points right here.
Yeah, I still have to turn back and look at all my friends and family like, I'm with them. I'm sorry.
We have been kind of fucking up on the carbon print. But whose fault is it? I mean, I think there's aliens that come and visit the Earth, and I want to be friends with them. I'd like to get to know them. I'd like to know their technology. I think their technology can help us get to the stars and spread us out around planets we can live on. But we don't have that, Jake, and it's somebody's fault.
The crowds?
You know, I think it is the crowd's fault.
It is also.
Because without the crowd inventing religion, without the crowd being so hoopla over what happens at the end of death.
Without the crowd saying, oh no, aliens aren't real, that's all made up.
Aliens could come down here and show us plenty of shit that we have never experienced before.
Invent shit. Alien space porn.
Oh my god, you think our smartphones are good now? Imagine you pull up your smartphone and the porn's just right there in holographic 3D right in front of you.
Come on, space aliens.
And it's a plasma phone.
I mean, come on,
space
aliens.
But we don't have that because someone in their book says that we're the only life on the planet and then they'll go crazy and our government has to keep it from us and we can't have any fun because it's the crowd's fault. For Crowd's Fault this week, I'm Dan.
I'm Jake.
See you next week.